Good morning. I'd like to call to order our conference committee hearing with House and Senate. It is Friday, April 24th, and we are on our 10:05 agenda, and it is 10:10 a.m., and we're in conference room 224. Thank you, Senators, and everybody for being here today, and House members. First item on the agenda is HB 1711 HD1 SD2 relating to housing. On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Miyake as co-chair and Representative Muraoka as manager.
Senate conferees are co-chairs, myself and Senator Hashimoto, and conferee Senator Elefante.
For this bill, we have agreement, and we are waiting on Fin and WAM release. So if it's okay with you, Senator Chang, if we can roll this over to Monday, April 27th at 10:05 in the same room, 224.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Next item on the agenda is HB 1713 HD1 SD1 relating to school impact fees. On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Miyake as co-chairs and Representative Muraoka as manager.
Senate conferees include Chair Chang, co-chairs Senators Kim and Hashimoto.
This bill, we have agreement, though we're waiting on a final CD1, so we haven't yet put in for release. So if it's agreeable to you, Senator, if we can roll this over also to Monday, same time, same place. Great, thank you. So that's 10:05, room 224. Next item is HB 1718 HD1 SD1 related to housing. On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representatives Hashim and Miyake as co-chairs and Representatives Yamashita and Cochran as managers.
Senate conferees include myself as chair and Senators Wakai and Hashimoto as co-chairs.
And we also have agreement on this, though we're waiting on the final CD1 to put in for release. So if it's agreeable to you, also rolling this over to Monday, 10:05 a.m., conference room 224.
Sure.
Next item is HB 1740 HD2 SD2 relating to the Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corporation. On behalf of on behalf of the House, we have myself and Representatives Hashim and Miyake as co-chairs and Representative Cochran as manager.
Senate conferees are myself as chair, co-chair Senator Elefante, and conferee Senator Rose.
And on this, we do not yet have agreement, though we are very, very close and waiting for a final CD1 this afternoon to discuss. So if it's agreeable to you, again, rolling this over to Monday, conference room 224 at 10:05 a.m.
Sure.
Thank you. Next item is HB 1920 HD1 SD2 relating to the low-income housing tax credit. On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Miyake as co-chairs and Representative Muraoka as manager.
Senate managers are myself as chair and co-chair Senator Hashimoto and conferee Senator Rhodes.
And we have agreement on this, and we're waiting on Fin and WAM release. So same thing, if you're okay, if we could roll this over to Monday, conference room 224 at 10:05.
Sure. Senate Bill 2069, SD2 HD1, relating to the dwelling unit revolving fund. Senate managers are myself as chair, co-chair Senator Hashimoto, and conferee Senator Rhodes.
And on behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Miyake as co-chairs and manager Representative Cochran.
Okay, I think we have agreement in principle, although we're still waiting for the Attorney General. So let's reconvene on this bill on Monday at 10:05 a.m. in this room.
Sounds great.
For Senate Bill 2338, SD1 HD2 relating to housing, the Senate conferees are myself as chair, co-chair Senator Hashimoto, and conferee Senator Elefante.
And on behalf of the House, we have myself and Representatives Sayama and Miyake as co-chairs and managers Representative Muraoka.
Okay, I think we're still working on the CD1 here. So why don't we reconvene on this measure on Monday at 10:05 a.m. in this room.
Sounds good.
Senate Bill 2554 relating to housing. Senate conferees are myself as chair, co-chair Senator Hashimoto, and conferee Senator Rhodes.
On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Miyake as co-chairs and Representative Cochran as manager.
I think we have agreement in principle on a CD1 to clean the date, but we are still awaiting WAM approval. So why don't we reconvene on this bill on Monday at 10:05 a.m. in this room.
Sounds good.
For Senate Bill 2552, SD1 HD1 relating to the individual housing account program. The Senate conferees are myself as chair, co-chair Senator Hashimoto, and conferee Senator Favela.
And on behalf of the House is myself and Representative Miyake as co-chairs and Representative Matsumoto as manager.
On this bill, I believe we have agreement on a CD1 to change the maximum deduction and contribution amounts to $20,000 for an individual taxpayer in a single taxable year, $40,000 for a married couple filing jointly, and $200,000 for all taxable years in the aggregate, and also to clean the date. But we do not have WAM release.
Yep.
So why don't we reconvene on Monday at 10:05 a.m. in this room?
Sounds good.
There being no further business, this agenda is adjourned.
Good morning. I'd like to call to order our conference committee hearing with the House and Senate. It is Friday, April 24th. We are on our 10:10 agenda here in conference room 224. First item on the agenda is HB 1721 HD2 SD2 related to housing. On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representatives Matayoshi and Tarnas as co-chairs and Representative Cochran as manager.
On behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, Chan Keokolole is co-chairs, Favela as a member.
And I believe we have agreement here on a CD1. We do not need fin or WAM release, so I believe we're ready to vote.
Your belief has come true.
Thank you, sir. This will be our first bill here of this session. This bill clarifies insurance indemnification and certain certificate of occupancy requirements for purposes of expedited permits. It requires state or county inspectors to inspect all projects with expedited permits. The agreement we have is to adopt the language of the SD2, but make it effective upon approval. Is that good with you?
Yep, thank you for your good work.
All right. We will go ahead and take the vote. So the recommendation of the House and Senate managers is to pass with amendments to make it effective upon approval of the SD2. Chair votes aye. Chair Matayoshi?
Aye.
Chair Tarnas?
Aye.
Representative Cochran?
Aye.
And may I take the vote for the Senate,
Yes,
please?
please.
Chair Wakai?
Yes.
Chair Chang?
Aye.
Chair Keokolole?
Aye.
And Representative Favela is excused. Oh, I'm sorry. Senator Favela is excused. Measure passes. We have a bill. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. We will now move on to the next measure. That is Senate Bill 3218 SD2 HD2 relating to bonds. On behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, Hashimoto as co-chair, and Favela as a member.
And on behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Miyake as co-chairs and Representative Muraoka as manager.
On this measure, it's significant to the development community. Appreciate working with you, and we've come up with all the language. And I need to mention to the public that this bill makes amendments for purposes of the Resilient Infrastructure for Shelter and Equity Act and conform state laws concerning county debt limits to permit counties to exclude resilient infrastructure for shelter and equity bonds from the debt limit of the counties. If a constitutional amendment authorizing the use of resilient infrastructure for shelter and equity bonds and excluding resilient infrastructure for shelter and equity bonds from determinations of the county's fund debt is ratified. Apparently a lawyer wrote that. For the CD1, we have agreement on that language, which is to add a clean date, and copies have been distributed to the managers. Unfortunately, we do not have the money chair's release yet. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to reconvene here in room 224 on Monday, April 27th at 10:10.
Sounds good.
The last measure on this agenda is Senate Bill 3219 HD3, proposing amendments to Article 7, Section 12 and 13 of the Hawaii State Constitution. This is the Siamese twin to the previous bill and needs to go hand in hand with it. But unfortunately, again, we do not have money committee clearance on this. Language has been all cleared up, and we'd like to reconvene and see your handsome face here on Monday, April 27th at 10:10 in room 224.
Yes, and do you want to, so on this bill, yeah, we are submitting language to the governor's office with the ballot language. I don't know, do you want to walk us through that, Senator?
I certainly do. This bill amends the Hawaii State Constitution to expressly provide that the legislature may authorize political subdivisions to issue resilient infrastructure for shelter and equity bonds for specified public works, public improvements, or other actions necessary for housing and community development, and exclude these bonds from determinations of the funded debt of the political subdivisions. It further goes on to say that the chairs have, we have worked on and have agreed to the language of the CD1 and the constitutional amendments encompassed in this bill. Copies have been distributed to the managers, and we are making a minor change to the ballot question suggested by the AG's office, and to allow the phrase, quote, to direct the legislature. The ballot question will now read, bear with me, this is what the public's going to see this fall. Shall the Hawaii State Constitution be amended to direct the legislature to authorize the counties to issue resilient infrastructure for shelter and equity bonds to fund public improvements in designated districts, repaid solely by future growth in property tax revenues within those districts, not increasing real property taxes, where such bonds are excluded from the county's debt limit and are subject to accountability and oversight requirements as may be provided by law. The first part is moving this Con-Am bill through the legislative process and sending the governor the amendments to the Constitution in the bill, which will be done today. And as mentioned, we do not have RAM and Fin release, so I'd like to see you back here on Monday, the 27th at 10:10 in room 224.
That sounds great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for bearing with me. We're adjourned.